Hi, I'm Keith McIntyre, leader of the BC Libertarian Party. Premier Horgan, leader to leader, you have botched this cruise ship situation severely. We've been following this closely, and we are appalled that the leader of our province is not standing up for such an important industry in our province. Your recent announcement of $50 million in grants for tourism companies just doesn't cut it. These businesses need customers, not grants. You said that the legislation proposed in the US, scrapping the requirement for American cruise ships to dock at a foreign port between domestic stops, doesn't change the fact that people want to visit BC. Are you that out of touch with how the rest of the world is perceiving us right now? People don't want to visit BC because we have some of the worst restrictions in the world. Restaurants get closed or restricted without warning, and businesses cannot plan for the future. Add on the outrageous carbon taxes you continue to increase, and it's no wonder US cruise ships don't want to stop here. As a libertarian, I don't think a private business should be forced by regulations such as these, but the fact is that this law has been in place for 135 years, and these communities have become dependent on the cruise ships and the tourists they bring. And the things that you have done have made it hard for cruise ships to even want to stop here. I was in Juneau, Alaska just prior to the lockdowns, and I could sense the fear in their hearts with the uncertainty of losing such a critical component of their economy. Now they're rebuilding and likely thriving while our communities continue to suffer. What will you do to ensure that BC is a place people want to come to, not be forced to come to? In reference to Senator Mike Lee and the Alaskan senators who originally pushed for this change, you said that you don't regret not yelling louder at people who would not have been listening. Are you saying that we don't have relationships with our US counterparts, that they would pick up the phone if you called? Are you saying that our future is not important enough for you to even try? Have you considered yelling at the federal transport minister who closed our ports until February 2022 earlier this year? Where is the evidence and the science behind that? Does the transport minister not communicate with the health authorities and the premiers? British Columbians deserve a leader who will stand up for them, not hide behind the camera. He also said to suggest that somehow you could have thrown yourself in front of this bus and stopped it as the height of hubris in your mind. Well, sir, in my encounters with you and watching your press releases, how you govern and how you forced an election during a pandemic, you have no shortage of hubris. You govern on hubris. You bully communities and push agendas without consulting municipalities, including my home city of Penticton. The Greater Victoria Harbour Authority CEO, Ian Robertson, has written a letter to the Prime Minister asking to rescind the ban on cruise ships this fall and announce the change immediately so communities can plan. He's asked you to publicly support this decision. We're calling on you to be a leader and support this with all of your effort. Although I find it unlikely that you will, as you've been pushing to have harsher restrictions and would have closed provincial borders if you could have, and continue to give out grants like they're candy with taxpayer money. British Columbia deserves a leader that cares about the people, not one that cares about power and winning elections. Our ports need to be open, and they need to be open now.